Today, I'm going to be showing you the exact content system where you can press a few buttons and get on-brand content ready for each and every platform that you're posting to. And I'm going to show you exactly what to do if you already have a personal brand or you're posting content. And I'm also going to show you exactly what to do if you're just starting out. And don't worry, you don't need any technical experience. Ultimately, you will have a full content system that is on brand, that's consistent, and within a few clicks of a button will be generated for you. Let me run you through this very quickly just to show you how easy it is. Now, all we're going to do is paste in a transcript. Please repurpose this transcript into other forms of content. So as you can see, it is following our instructions. We are first going to create a plan. The last thing I want is it to create a bunch of content that I do not like. So we're going to hopefully mitigate that by creating a bit of a plan here. As you see, it's going to create a carousel. It's going to create a Facebook post. It's going to create an X article and some short form video scripts. This sounds great. And as you can see already with 2 commands, we have it basically creating all this for us. Now, this historically would take hours, sometimes even days, maybe even a week, depending on how much of the content you're actually going to batch. So now it's just telling us more in depth what the content will actually house. So for the carousel, we have slides 1 through 8. For the Facebook post, this is our kind of our headline. These are kind of the points. X, Y, and Z. For the article, kind of the same thing. And then we have some short form video scripts. For instance, if you didn't like these, and this is why we plan, because if we didn't plan and then suddenly we think, well, maybe this actually doesn't resonate with our audience, we'd have to go back. And at that point, we're just using a ton of tokens, a ton of our usage limit. So we want to mitigate that as much as possible. So now you want to just plan and plan and plan. And just to be clear, the system that we're using here actually helped me get a video to 160K views. We have some virality taking place, especially on a very small account like mine. Follow me on TikTok, by the way. So we have almost 9,000 likes. We have almost 350 comments, and we have almost 1,600 saves. And this was all put together because of this system I'm showing you here. And look how simple this is. Which are 5 a.m. each chunk of their settings. And so essentially, so it's just a talking head, but it's formatted in a way that the audience is resonating with. Consistency is obviously key. So instead of just making native content for TikTok, we're now just leveraging all the platforms. So as you can see here, this one did 7,000, this one did 1,600, this one did 3,200, this did 500. And more importantly, these are quite new as well. Like this one that went kind of viral was 2 days ago. So it's very fresh. And again, look at my account, only 670 followers. So again, follow me on TikTok. But this system here is producing results. It's not only helping me grow my personal brand, but it's also helping the clients we work with. So coming back to Claude, we have some content created. We have our carousel, 8 slides. This is following the retro terminal theme that I've created. I'm going to show you how to do that in exactly 1 sec here. We have a Facebook post, 500 words, problem, solution, structure. All 3 tactics, bonus tips, snowball plus SEO plus gym metaphors preserved. Awesome. Again, this is all contextual to my brand and what I'm trying to accomplish. And I'll show you how to do that all for yours. So if you see any of this stuff, again, this is all exactly pulling from what I told it to. We have an X article developed, and we have some short form scripts. And so look, everything is done. Let's just open some of these carousel slides. This is kind of the terminal feel, right? It feels exactly like just pulling up Claude Code or whatever. That's the exact feel we are going for. You're burning through Claude tokens. Here's how to fix it, 3 tactics plus bonus tips. If you want to, you can connect an API to Nana Banana. You can use an all-in-one platform. So if you do want photos here and you like kind of your style, you can essentially just grab the API, connect it via Claude Code. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to do that here with chat. But you can connect the API and you can essentially get images done that you would essentially be going out for and getting. And then this is our Facebook post. And you can see, again, I'm going to show you how to do this, but these are all very specific to the platform, right? So obviously each platform adheres to different rules. And you want to make sure that is baked in to each generation. So this is our Facebook post, very simple, very informative, very value driven. And then we have some short form scripts. And this was one of the exact short form scripts that went viral on my TikTok. But this is a 25 to 30-second TikTok. As you can see, it's shorts, TikTok, IG Reels. Obviously, short form is pretty much the same across platforms, but it is a different audience, and we do take that into consideration between YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and IG Reels. So if we just look back here, I gave it a transcript, and yes, I'm going to show you how to do the research and get all that information of what's trending right now. It gave us a plan. We approved it, gave us a slightly more in-depth plan, We approved it, and then it gave us everything we are looking for that is on brand and just following what we told it to. Okay, so then I can just manually go to Instagram, X, TikTok, whatever the case may be, and post or just do some filming. Now, with that all being said, let's actually dive a little deeper. So, kind of the backbone of all of this is obviously coming from our skills. Now, we have a few skills taking place. I'm going to show you in depth what they look like. And how you should kind of format your skills to get the things you want. Now, number one, the short form content skill is being used, right? As you saw, we did get short form scripts. So we actually go into the skill MD. We have our description, and this is how to actually activate it, as you probably know by now. We can use words like create a TikTok, X, Y, and Z. If I wanted to do a skill individually, that's totally fine. I'll show you how to pair this all together. Ultimately, we're going to parse the transcript. I'm going to give it from a YouTube video. It's going to mine for viral moments, identify 5 to 10 highest potential ideas in moments, score and rank. We're going to script the top picks, and then we're going to add production direction, timestamps, on-screen text, viral direction, delivery notes. A lot of this is just automated, and we're just essentially, the only thing we're doing is obviously just getting in front of the camera. And then we have platform optimization. So note the differences, as I mentioned earlier, between YouTube Shorts, Reels, and TikTok, okay? It's going to read the references. So first, before anything, it's just going to read the reference files. So viral scoring framework that I've basically put in here, our platform specs to make sure that we are adhering to all those, understanding the input. We're going to mine for viral moments. So we're going to go through the transcript and extract 5 to 10 potential short form ideas, essentially. We're going to do a bunch of due diligence. And then we're going to extract for each candidate, score and rank, so we know what's kind of viral, what's not, based on kind of what is already trending, based on our audience sentiment, based on just past history. We're going to script each short, and then from there. So that is kind of the short form content side of things. We do have a Facebook post skill, and this is all contextual again to each platform, right? So the things on YouTube sometimes will work on other platforms. However, a simple example to illustrate this is that there's a different audience on X than there is to Facebook, right? Especially in the AI space. Maybe it's not with your industry. There's a big gap of knowledge between the X community and the Facebook community. So if I'm just basically copying and pasting into all platforms, it's just not going to resonate with the Facebook individuals as it will with the X individuals. So we have to account for that, and we do here. So there's just a Facebook post here. We're going to make sure that they are reading the brand voice to make sure it's all, there's a bunch of consistency across the board. We're going to understand the input, plan the post. So is it a listicle? Is it a how-to? Is it a problem solution? A bunch of different frameworks here that have historically worked. We're going to write the post. We're going to come up with a catchy headline, or I'm just going to put one in from my YouTube video if it seems to work. We have the self-check to make sure it is adhering to all our rules and X, Y, and Z. So that's the Facebook post. And then we have the IG carousel. Obviously, we have some assets here of me. We have some fonts, so we have some references. I would create each individual skills for those platforms. Now, the skill essentially is just like hiring an employee. You'd give it templates, you give it resources, you give it post history, you'd give it what works, what doesn't work, you would give it essentially what makes a good post, X, Y, and Z. You'd give it all that context, all that knowledge, so they can actually produce what you are looking for. And essentially, that's what we've done here with all this stuff that you're seeing, right? It's very, very in detail. It's very nuanced to the brand, obviously, but also to the platform. That's why it's so impactful. Now, I know you're probably thinking those are individual skills. So if you wanted a Facebook post, you'd have to come in here and essentially just try and chat, and you would just give it a transcript or whatever, and then it would go about doing that. But how do you actually pull this all together so you have one coherent, basically, prompt, and it can just go automatically to deliver what we did, okay? So once you have those skill sets in place, you want to then obviously create a project. The projects just basically house a bunch of context of a specific entity, essentially, or thing you're trying to do. So for instance, we have short form SOP, we have content strategy, we have the target audience, we have the brand Bible, and we have production SOPs. So you want to be very specific. Our instructions are very, very specific here, right? We have actually quite a lot of project instructions. So instead of going into each and every skill, as you saw, I just pasted the transcript and it created a bunch of that content for us. And that comes from the instruction. So if we look at the instructions, we have some prompting best practices. We are first going to give it a role. You're a content engine for Marlon Roldan, an AI consultant at Outreach.com. Your power the full content pipeline. Before every task, you don't have to have this. I like to have it. Read the relevant project reference docs, go through all that, basically just get up to date of what everything is, if we maybe updated these or not, before starting any work. Understand the context before producing output, show a brief plan. As you saw, it did give us a plan. So we have basically two modes that we can activate. The full pipeline we can activate. So when to activate, the user wants to create a video from scratch. So if I don't have a transcript, as you saw, and I really just need an idea, I need some research, I have to see essentially what the market is looking for and resonating with, then we're going to activate the full pipeline. Essentially, we need ideation, we need topic, we need validation, hooks, thumbnails, scripting, the whole 9 yards, and specific triggers like, full pipeline for a topic. I need video ideas, help me plan a video, what should I make? So we can activate mode 1. So with the full pipeline, since we have no transcript, we don't have the video already created, this is where the research comes into play. And the research obviously is very important. That's what helped me get some great ROIs on some short form there. So we're gonna trigger the content research skill. Now, all these are kind of baked in. You're gonna see us referencing skill after skill, but first we're gonna start with, obviously, research. So we use Apify, okay? So Apify, we use to scrape competitor YouTube channels and trending AI topics, read the content research skill before executing. Then we're gonna generate 3 to 5 potential topics. It's gonna go through all of that. We're going to essentially improve this and then present the validated topics. So when I'm talking about the research being done, so when I talk about Apify, I'm referring to our research skill, which essentially is this one here. So it's a data-driven content ideation using Apify. I'm going to show you this in a second here. Very simple and it's super cheap. And what we're doing is we are essentially reading through references, which is the competitor registry, keywords, analysis framework, and output format. So we're going to scrape competitor channels. We're going to pull X trending topics. If I have to obviously suggest, hey, pull from X as well. Depending on if we're going for a niche video, broad video, whatever the case may be, we're going to analyze the data. And ultimately, we're going to do an outlier detection. We're going to do topic clustering, gap analysis, and title packaging analysis. And when you adhere to the system, essentially, you get output like you saw with TikTok. Now, this took some time to actually build, right? It's very easy to create the skill. It can be a little difficult getting the actual result you're looking for. Now, Apify is a great place to get data. And as you can see here, we connected to Apify. So once we kind of have the research, once we understand the lay of the land and we're ready to kind of go and actually curate the actual video, because I start with video first, we run it through the validation checklist. 3 to 5 must pass. If it fails, flag the concerns and suggest adjustments. We're going to write a hook for the title. We're going to create a thumbnail for the title because obviously there has to be consistency, congruency across title and thumbnail and even the hook. And then we're going to trigger our hook skill. So trigger the YouTube hook engine skill, provide the video title, target audience from the target audience doc, Marlon's proved credibility, video format, and content type. So as you can see, there's a lot going on here. So as you can see, that is mode 1. If we don't have an idea, we are first going to scrape Apify, understand what is taking place within the current market, and then use the skills we have built to create a very compelling video and content. Now, again, like you saw when I first did this, I had a transcript. So then we activate mode 2, which is just the repurposing only, okay? So when to activate, the user provides a finished transcript, as I did. They want derivative content generated from it. They do not need hooks, thumbnails, or production work. I just needed to pull apart the transcript and create the content. We have a bunch of rules too, short form rules, Facebook rules, and then output defaults, okay? So the project instructions really help us pull together the skills. So again, we can just come in here, I put in a transcript, and I can get content on the other side. Again, tailored to your brand, tailored to the current market sentiment, because we are doing that research. So if you found value in this content, please subscribe. Best case, you keep learning great stuff like this to help your personal brand, your business, or your personal life just get a lot easier. Worst case scenario, you unsubscribe in the next 5 minutes, 5 seconds, totally fine with me. But as always, my friends, stay human, and I'll see you next time.